Okay, so after I stopped the last video, I noticed I screwed up something a little bit. We can need to go fix it real quick. Notice how these sides are supposed to extend down past the bottom to support it better. Like if it's tabbed in right here, they're going to break off pretty easily. So we needed actually to take this extrusion, which is this one, and this extrusion down the full 11 centimeters. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click on this and edit feature. And instead of saying to object, I'm going to say distance. And instead of 10.492, I'm just going to change that to -11 because that's how far down I set it. And so I'm going to say enter there. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this one. That's this extrusion. Notice the little 3 dashes above it. I'm going to edit that feature. And I'm going to say again, I'm going to go the distance and change that to -11. Enter. And now it comes down just right. That bottom will sit inside of it and be super strong and supported. Okay, sorry about that. Now what we need to do is start cutting some joints. So first off, I'm going to cut the joints in the left side and the right side. And I'm going to keep those joints out of the top face. So this is a 2 layers thick, so the joints are going to only be in that bottom piece, not in the top piece. And I need to create these tabs on the right side are going to be double thick. Let's do those first. So I'm going to turn off everything but the right side. And I'm going to create those tabs on the right hand side first. I think I want the opening, yeah, so I want the top to be wood. So the first thing I need to do, actually, if I turn the top shelf back on, see how the top shelf is right there? I don't want this, because right now, this black edge will be showing across the top. So I'm actually going to decrease the height of this side wall by 1 thickness to get it underneath that one. So that'll be the first thing I do. And to do that, I actually don't need that sketch, but I'll use the sketch. Top shelf, right hand side. I'm going to just drag this over, and it should be thickness tall, the full width, and enter. And then I'm going to extrude that right away. Just do a quick extrusion as negative thickness. Enter, and now it's a little bit shorter. So now if I turn the top shelf on, you can see it's going to create a joint in this bottom piece, but not the top piece. That way the top looks nice and smooth and crisp. Okay, and that'll work just fine. And now I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to click on, I'm going to do another sketch on this side, and I'm going to do these side pieces. So I think what I'm going to do is center this one. This will be the cutout. So I'm going to say this is thickness, and I want this to be the thickness of the back wall, so I have more gluing space, times 2. Because again, this is going to be a really important joint. And I'm going to do it as 1 centimeter. Awesome. And now I'm going to center this on the side, and these are going to be the holes. So I want this top piece to be wood followed by a hole here. So when I do a rectangular tool, I'm not going to drag it all the way to the corner. I'm going to just drag it like, oh, I hate when that's in the way like that. It's so hard to see anything. This little measurement symbol is like covering everything up, and it's hard to tell. But that's about a centimeter-ish right there. So I'm going to leave it just like that. And I'm going to come over here and say, I want this to be symmetric. And now it's just a matter of how many of those I want to have in there. And I'm going to say, well, maybe 5. Yeah, 5 looks good. I'm going to click OK. And now I'm going to grab this measurement, this silly measurement thing, and drag it down here so I can actually see the tabs. And it's not obscured by that. And I'm just going to extrude all of those. And I'm going to do it just a negative thickness. Oh, I'm going to extrude. It happens so much. I've been making videos all day today, so I'm kind of tapped out on videos. I probably should stop soon. And that's the right-hand side. So if I turn the back of the shelf on, I can see now I can cut the back of the shelf with that right side. So that's all good. And now I need to create some tabs across the top. and I don't really care what they look like because they're going to be hidden anyway from the top. So I'm going to click back, create this, turn the back off real quick, and okay, I don't want to have this cut out because it's going to go into the back. So I'm going to leave that as solid wood. Maybe have the tab, the cutout start like right there somewhere. So let's just put one at the beginning. I don't know. Thickness, tab 1. And then I'm going to create a rectangular pattern. Whoops, that's not how that works. And I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to select the one that I'm going to move towards first so I can have the arrow on that side. And then I'm just going to drag it out to, I don't know, like there-ish. I want to leave a nice chunk here for strength. And then maybe I want to just do 4 of them. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to extrude all 4 of these. And I'm going to do that as thickness. Let me make sure. Oh, nope, I needed negative thickness. I went the wrong direction. And then enter. So now I'm through with that one. And maybe I want, nope, the bottom I'm going to cut separately because I have the bottom shelf is up here somewhere. So I'm going to cut the joints in the bottom shelf and then extrude them through the front and the side. So now I just need this left-hand side that goes with the right front. So there should be a joint in there. And again, the right front, I'm going to have to cut it down 1 thickness shorter as well so it doesn't go through the top piece. But for right now, I'm just going to cut this outline here. Now, I actually like the front sides to have a piece of wood in the top corner, so I'm going to cut this, the right side top corner away. So let's turn the right front off, and I'm going to do another thing here. And I'm going to start in this corner because I want to cut the bottom and top corners off. So 1 centimeter in thickness, and enter, and dimension, enter. Okay. Now I'm going to create a rectangular pattern. And again, I'm just going to pick up the 3 things I need. Actually, this time I want to click the lead edge. That way, if I need to zoom in to test it to get it just right, I'll have the arrow at the lead edge. If you don't know what I'm talking about, choose a different edge and then you'll see. So here, notice I'm just over, I can zoom in, I can get it really close to being, in fact I can, because I put the arrow right here, I can actually get this really close to perfect, right? And I put the arrow on the other side of the rectangle, I wouldn't be able to get it that close. Although I guess I would argue, oh, maybe no, I want it up here, kind of even with that one. So kind of like that-ish, right? And that'll give me, or you know what I want to do is I actually cancel. I don't want to make it look different from this one. I want to just project these over and cut those. So I'm going to actually Control Z until I don't have this sketch anymore. I didn't need this sketch. I'll show you a trick that you can do. So I want to create this spacing over here. So all I'm going to do is click on this narrow edge here. I'm going to create my sketch on this narrow edge. And then I'm going to project onto that edge all these places where I want to cut in a little bit. So I'm going to do P for project. And I'm going to project, so right now it has the whole body. I just want to project a part of the body, just this one little face. I'm just going to project all these little places where I need to extrude, just like that. Maybe rotate around a little bit more. There and there. Now I'm going to go to the right side. Now I'm going to go one more over. I'm going to click on the front. All right, so now those are the things I'm going to say okay to that. And those are the parts I'm going to extrude, and I'm going to push them back 1 layer. There, 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 and there. And I'm going to do a negative thickness. Oh, I wanted them to be the, that was stupid. So I actually don't want those because I want the front, I want this to be cut at the top. So I'm going to do an extrusion of this one every other one. So it's going to be kind of goofy with this side, but that's going to look better up front, I think. Yeah, because I want the top and the bottom cut away. So that's going to be a negative thickness. Extrude. So if that happens to you too, it comes up with like the hole cutting thing. It's because if this is blue, you can just start typing TH. So I want negative thickness. If you click somewhere else, it'll go shortcut menu. You just got to redo the extrusion. Click OK. All right, so now that's all of this side is totally done. So let's see how that helps us. So right now we can click the right front. First thing I notice is I've got to cut that top off still. So let me do that before I do anything else. So I'm going to click on the right front. I'm going to drag a rectangle, let's say thickness, and click. And before I do anything, I'm going to turn the right side off, or sorry, the right side off. So when I do this cut, I don't accidentally cut the other piece or join the two pieces. So negative thickness, enter, and that's the extrusion. Now I'm going to turn the right side on. And notice I can use the right side now to cut the front. So I'm going to use the combine tool. I'm going to say I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to use that to cut it with. Notice how it already just cut all those joints for me, which makes life so much easier. So that side's cut in just nicely. And now we just need to do the top side. So we need to cut little joints into the top side. And then the bottom will cut with the bottom. And this side's going to be flat because it's our opening for the bottle to be poking out of, so we can see the bottle. So I'm going to do another thing right here, and I'm going to hide again the right side so I don't accidentally cut it badly. And I want these outside couple to sort of be cut away. I'm not sure how I want to organize this. Yeah, I don't think this matters up here because it's going to have that top anyway to it. So I'm just going to go with front. I'm just going to try. So thickness there, one there, and then maybe I do the same thing here. One tab thickness. Enter. That'll give me just one tab right in the middle, which, I don't know, maybe that looks nice. I think it's all I'm going to get out of it. So I'm going to just extrude these two corners out to negative thickness. I'm just going to live with whatever I got. So there's that. I'm going to turn the right side on the top shelf. Now notice I can cut the top shelf using these two. Although maybe I wait to cut until the very end when I have these other ones built in as well. And then I need the interior walls back on. Now I need to worry about these interior walls. So again, I don't want this tab. Right now it goes all the way to the top surface. So again, I'm going to slice off this top surface here and then create joints that go like maybe two tabs that stick into this one and into that one. And that'll be like, create a nice strong wall right there. So I'm going to do this one, but I'm going to hide everything else. And then I'm going to create a sketch on here. Again, the first thing I'm going to do is put this to here. And this is going to be thickness. Enter. And so that I'm going to cut all the way away. And then I want to put in maybe just one more rectangle. No, I don't want to do it that way. Yeah, I'm going to center this one. So I'm going to do a thickness here and a 1 centimeter. Enter. And then I'm just going to center. This is going to be a hole right there. And escape. That's not right. That shouldn't be. Those two shouldn't be blue. That doesn't make me feel very good. And then I'm going to drag this over so I can see what I'm doing. Create a rectangular pattern. I'm going to grab all three of these. I'm going to drag this way, and I'm going to go zoom in until I line it up really nice and close. which maybe that's it right there. Yeah, that's totally fine. That's like really, really close to perfect. And then I'm going to do symmetric. So this is the one I'm looking at. I'm going to do symmetric. So now it's got those two. It's got two little tabs to go up in there, and I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to extrude on this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And I'm going to say a negative thickness. I'm going to click OK. I actually don't like how small those are, so I'm going to fix that. I'm going to go right click on my edit sketch, and I'm going to change this to 0.75. And then notice how that messed up this outside edge. I don't want to leave a tiny piece of wood like that. So that's probably going to be too big of a gap. I'm going to say maybe 0.8. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. But now I need to fix this sort of where this is. So this is my rectangular pattern tool. If I right click on that, I can do edit the pattern. And that puts me back in here. And now I can zoom in and just drag this. Now what I don't like is it leaves the old line behind. This is not the line we're going to have. This is the new line. And then I'm going to say that looks pretty good. Just a little bit over the edge. I'm going to click OK. And now when I hit finish sketch, it's going to cut in. Now these are slightly bigger. I kind of like the look of that. That looks a little bit better. And now I need to do the same thing in the bottom. So I'm going to do that same trick from before. I'm going to create my sketch on this bottom edge. And then I'm going to project all the cutout faces. That one, that one, and that one. Click OK. I'm going to rotate back around here. And then I'm going to extrude out those three. And these are going to all be just one thickness. So negative thickness, because I'm going to go back into it, and enter. Okay, so now I'm going to turn everything back on but the back, because I don't need that back. Zoom out. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so now I've got the tabs in there, the tabs in there. I need to do the same thing over here with this one. And then I'll be ready to mirror all of them over to the other side. Then I'll cut all the joints using the combine tool. Actually, I need to cut the joints in this bottom one all around the outside three edges. So I'll do that as well. Okay. So what is next? Oh, I'm going to do this side. Sorry. I got lost. So this one, I tell you, I'm getting slap happy. I've been doing too many videos today. I'm going to look at it. And I'm going to create a sketch on this side. I want to turn the top shelf just to make sure I have to, yeah, so this one I may need to cut still. Yeah, I need to cut the top off this one. So the exact same thing I did on the last one I need to do on this one. Turn the top shelf off. And can I go... I don't know. I want to straighten it up on this one, but I'm not sure. I'm looking for a way to do that. I know there's, oh, look at. So like right now, this sketch is at a weird angle. So if I click on left, it's not flat to the sketch. And if I click on any of the other rotations, it's also not flat to the sketch. So if I click here, it's not flat. Here, it's really not flat. So what I can do is I can go down to the sketch, right click, and I can do a look at command, and it will then square me up to that sketch. That's kind of what I want to do. I don't want to be at an angle trying to make things line up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is the exact same thing I did before. I'm going to create here, and it's going to be thickness, and here I'm going to do 0.75. Enter. And these won't be seen, so if they don't look quite the same as the other wall, that will be totally fine. That's one of the reasons that I didn't want to have them be seen, because they don't look symmetric, and they look crummy when they don't look symmetric. So actually I'm going to unselect that. I want to select this lead edge first, because I want to be able to have that arrow close to the outside edge. And I'm going to do this. Yeah, that's going to be perfect. And then I'm going to zoom in. Now see how that arrow is really close, so I can actually grab that. Maybe like, oh, see how there's that little sliver of wood left? I definitely don't want that. I want it to go a little over, not a little under. Otherwise, it won't give you a clean edge there at the cut. And that looks, oh, that's wrong. So I'm going to cancel that actually. And I'm going to Control Z to get rid of that. I actually needed to cut the top away first. So I need to put that one rectangle in first. Sorry. And enter. And, whoops. And there. And then another one just below it, just like I did before. So I think I did thickness. And I want to say 0.75, I think. And now I want to create that rectangular pattern. Grab the lead edge first, and then go over, and then drag. Zoom in, get it really close, and call that good. And then I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to extrude this, 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 and this. And I'm going to do it a negative thickness. Enter. So that's the top one. It's all cut. And now I just need to project it to the bottom. So I'm going to go here, click on that. And then I'm going to project this, this, and that. Okay. Click on the bottom. And I'm going to extrude this, this, and this. And it needs to be just a negative thickness, I think. Yep, negative thickness. Enter, and now that one's done as well. So let's turn everything back on, except the back, and rotate it around. Awesome. So that one's all cut. I can see the two little tabs there, there. Left, right, everything's hidden and looks nice. So one thing I noticed as well is notice this little hangover here. We're going to probably want to cut that away at some point. So just keep that in the back of our mind that we don't want this little hanging over part here. And then let's go back to here. Now I need to cut the joints in the right side, the front, and the left of this. And I don't want the bottom to have wood in the corner. I want it to be a cut joint in the corner. That way it doesn't do what it does right here, which is bisect, kind of cut this outside joint here. Okay, so now I want to go, and let's see on the back, I also don't want it to have wood. I want it to be a hole back here so it doesn't make this joint weaker by having it cut right up to the edge of it. So I'm going to go to the top view. I'm going to cut away, oops. I'm going to get away everything but the bottom shelf. And now I'm going to create, I'm going to do all three sides at once. And then I'm going to do here, this one's going to be thickness 1, enter. And then I'm going to do, I'm going to do the other side as well together, so I don't have to do them twice. So here, I'm going to do 1 and thickness. That's in create rectangular pattern. Ooh, we're almost done cutting the joints here. Here, here, here. And then also these 3. And now I'm going to pull it, and this is going to be the cutaway part. I want all the corners to get cut away on this one, so I'm going to bring it right out to the corner. Oof, I could not get more perfect than that, huh? Bring it right out to the corner like that, and then I'm going to increase the number 4, 5. Those are kind of small. Maybe I do. Those are kind of big. I think I'd rather have small than big. So right there, I'm going to do that. I wish I could change the size of this while I'm in this so I could adjust it. But that's okay. I'm going to click. Yeah, I'm going to do 5. I like 5. Okay. So just go ahead and draw those for me. I'm going to go ahead and draw the ones across the front as well. So again, I want the corner here to be cut. So that's going to be thickness there and 1 there. And then I'm going to just create a rectangular pattern. And I'm going to hold down the left shift so I can get the right line because it wasn't selecting it right away. And actually, I'm going to delete that. I want to get on the lead side first. So I want to click on the one that I'm going to push towards first to there. And then again, that's the one I want. And I'm going to pull it that way. When I get it close to the edge, I'm going to zoom in. Ooh, I got another one that was just perfect. Look how nice that turned out. Okay. And now I'm going to try to match that sort of spacing look. So I'm going to go there, there, there. And that's pretty. Oh, wait. No. I don't want to do this at all. What am I doing? I'm about to cut joints across that opening in the front that doesn't have anything. It's going to look really stupid. So I'm going to cancel the rectangular pattern tool. And I'm going to actually turn on the right front wall. Right front, right there. And I'm going to project this shape onto it because I'm actually going to match this look right there. And then I want also these others. I'm going to do all three of those. Click OK, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in a second. And then I'm going to turn off the right front. And what I want to do is I want this to be sticking out. So I want to extrude away this and this corner here. So first thing I'm going to do is just take a rectangle and draw it into this. Whoops. Control Z that. Control Z. Look at it from the top view. I was tipped at an angle, so it makes things hard to line up. And right there. So I'm going to cut away, extrude this piece, and that piece. And then I'm going to do a negative thickness on that. Enter. And then I'm going to do even better. I'm going to undo that extrusion. I want to get this shape over on this side. So I'm going to actually click here. I'm going to delete these old lines that I drew. And I'm going to find the middle of this to mirror it. I'm just going to mirror it over. That's going to be the easiest thing to do. Find the middle right there, escape. And I'm going to use a mirror tool, and I'm going to mirror all of these lines. That line is the one I want, and that one. So now I have all those lines that I'm going to mirror over right there. Awesome. Now I can extrude both sides at the same time, which just make my life a lot easier than trying to recreate it. So I'm going to extrude. I'm going to cut this one, and that one. This one, that one. And now I'm just going to go up. I'm going to cut all of these as well. All of these as well. And I'm going to do a negative thickness. Boom. The bottom is cut. And it's cut so it has a nice front face here too, a front facing point. All right, so let's turn everything on and start using the combine tool to cut everything else. Actually, before we do that, let's mirror it. Yeah, we'll mirror it and then we'll cut the joints with the combine tool in the next video. So what I want to do here is I want to do a mid plane because I need to first tell it where the middle is. I'm going to mirror it around. So I'm going to do what's called a mid plane, which will draw a construction plane halfway between two faces. So I want it halfway between this face and this outside face. And you can see what it's doing now, and it just drew a plane right in the middle there. Okay. Now I can use that plane to mirror this side to that side because they're identical. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose a create and mirror, and watch how fast this is. I'm going to do this one, and then it says I'm going to click here for mirror plane, and that's what I'm mirroring around, and I'm going to click OK. And now it just drew that one to there, which is super duper cool. Oh wait, actually, edit feature. I actually missed a bunch of stuff. So I actually want to mirror 4 objects. I want to mirror this one as well. So I've got weird. So I'm going to unselect those real quick. I'm going to say this one, this one. I'm going to mirror all these walls, not just those inside 2, but all 4 of these. And then my mirror plane is going to be that, and okay. And now I just completed all the walls. And now what I need to do is use the combine tool to cut all of this around. And then I need to circle, like create a circle through here to make it look kind of nice when the bottle goes in, like it's just perfect. All right, so that'll be the next video. Let me go back to here, and everything is on. Awesome. Good job so far.